If you were to start, this is from Quora. If I were to start reading comic books, where would be a good place to start? I ran into an op-ed going on about how comic books are a whole culture, separate from regular books. I want to try this culture out.
So awesome.
This guy sounds like a cop, but for something legal. This is like, if I wanted to start with narcotics to make myself high, where might I procure such an item? It's like, why?
Yeah, this guy is not to be trusted for sure. He's trying to infiltrate the comic book community for nefarious purposes. Don't let him in, whoever this guy is.
I hear it's a whole culture over there.
That is really funny. It's a very alien-like, to be like. So I'm hearing about these comic book. Maybe this is.
Well, the guy that answered really also feels like very strange. That's why I got it. He's got a BFA and an MFA in sequential art. He's a cartoonist, comics art educator, and lifelong comics connoisseur.
So this guy is like, if you could believe those credentials, he's a real person when it comes to comics.
This answer, I don't know why this is. Comics are a literary visual arts and or storytelling medium. There's a crossover culturally amongst consumers and audiences in multiple subcultures. In some international comics markets, there is such broad diversity of content that there is not much distinctive association with comics and a specific subculture. In North America, the birthplace of the comic book and origin of the terms graphic novel and sequential art, a la Will Eisner, there is more destination and separation, but this has not always been the case here and is rapidly changing, thus your own interests. Because
what? How about check out Watchmen? Watchmen.
This guy is. Can you imagine have a conversation?
No one ever reads a comic ever, motherfucker.
I couldn't
just ask this guy. Would you like a cream or sugar in your coffee? And fucking 20 minutes later, he's some
coffee,
dissertation
the
on
percolating beans grown in Colombia.
God damn it, man!
And cream, of course, that comes from the bovine, the teat of the bovine, to be specific. How about check out X-Men?
Yeah.
Try Matt Fraction's X-Men.
Yeah.
Two aliens talking to each other. He continues and says, when recommending a comic, I tend to find out about what other works from other mediums they like, a bit about them, their passions and aesthetic leanings. Even then, I'm usually surprised by what they actually end up liking. Comics are an intimate medium.
Just to be clear, so you're saying you put in all that work to do all of this extensive research about what they're going to like, and you're almost always wrong.
It is important for readers to understand how to read comics, a skill not as common among some Americans.
Like, do they mean like actually like because of the way the bubbles are and stuff? Like, I'm trying to understand what that means.
I find that so intuitive. You know what I mean? Like when I read a comic, I think the way that they've really figured out how to make it you understand how to read it. So that is actually very strange.
This person probably means in more of like, this person I think doesn't speak in a lot of like concrete ideas, so I don't think they're probably meaning like how you're meant to sort of engage with it and like consume it or whatever.
Well, he's not done yet. It is also important to understand that most comics do not result in significant profit, if any, in most cases. Even the seemingly simplest work may actually be a masterpiece. Most comics take a tremendous amount of effort to give you such a short amount of experience. The cartoonist or writer and artist teams work usually under tremendous pressure of one sort or another. The reason this is important to understand is so when you react to it, there is a promotional response. I don't know. Making comics often comes down to the love and care of the medium. Sometimes it's also an act of bravery. Appreciate it.
Here we go.
Yes, an act of defiance. Yes,
it's sometimes
a glove to the face of the status quo. Yes.
I mean, I do think okay, maybe they're talking about like some political cartoons in other countries and stuff could be like but I wonder what this I don't think that's what he's talking about.
No, I don't.
Really funny Deadpool where Deadpool's like, you paid $3 for this?